Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopiyan Vallabha Jaya Girivanadari Jaya Girivanadari Sodanandana Prachatana Ranjana Sodanandana Prachatana Ranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari. Reading Uddhava Gita 4.20. Koan artha sukhayati enam kamavam mirtyun Andike agatam niyamasya vadyesya svanatustida. The death is certainly very horrible, since everyone in this world is just like a prisoner condemned to be executed. What actual happiness can be derived from the objects of this world and the gratification that they offer? So Krishna is continuing this topic to make the Uddhava convinced of that it's impossible to be happy in this material world, which is very important topic. People don't really agree with this kind of stuff, but from the perspective of spiritual practice, one has to sooner or later understand that, because only then we can transcend the material energy. When we see its real value, it doesn't have value for the spirit. So we can see that it's impossible to be happy. Krishna was explaining before, just to defeat this Charvaka's philosophy. It's impossible to be happy in this world because you cannot just choose getting the good reactions and enjoy the life, not getting the negative reaction, because there's no pure action in this world. Everything is mixed. You do good, there's something negative, which means you create the negative karma, which means that you may choose to do good, but you still get the negative reactions, because everything is mixed. More you do the good, more your pile of negatives is growing as well, because every action is impure. There's, in the negative there's something positive, and positive there's something negative, so one cannot just choose to enjoy the existence. And then Krishna is giving example, even if some argument sake, if someone would experience that only happiness in this life, the death is there. And the death is, like Krishna explained in this verse, that is certainly very horrible, because it's basically you have to give up all the attachment at once. It's very traumatic, you can say, traumatic experience. Like example, think about if you have a very dear connection to someone, and you have to give it immediately up on this moment. So death is you are giving all the relationships to your environment, to other living beings, up on one moment, which means that it's very traumatizing experience. And then someone may give the argument that, okay, if I die in the sleeping. So first of all, there's no guarantee that you will die when you're sleeping. Most of the people don't do that. They die in some other situation, and I can just choose really karmically how I die. I may have good life, but then I die horrible way, and sometimes I may do nasty things and I die sleeping. But what Krishna is saying here, that it's still because of the presence of death, which is creating that fear. So if you enjoy the material existence, it's always on the background. It's not just the intellectual thing. It's always on the background. You know that this life is temporary, which means that the distress is there. It's a little bit like if you are, like Krishna is giving here an example, that if you would be in the jail and you are like condemned to be executed on one day, and you may have there, you may get your meal, or you may read your book or something, but it's always on the back of your head that one day they will execute you, which means that itself creates the distress. And you can see this distress is existing. It's just this fear of death is existing on more or less intelligent living beings as well. You can see that even low species animals, like insects, they example, or whatever, birds and rabbits and stuff like this, they still have that fear of death there. So it's integrated in the system. That I know that this is like a impermanent, this life, and that it's that impermanence of the life that creates the distress in itself. And more you enjoy, more you attach to living, more you have thirst on that living, and more that fear of death is going up. So you can see that Krishna is giving here the explanation that any material experience or sense gratification cannot erase that distress from this material existence. That's the reason, if I want to solve the problem, I have to take the spiritual practice. Sri Radhe Shyam.